Hey guys, it's Mark, and I'm a part-time British guy. So I just finished the shorts for Scapegoats of the Empire, the story of Breaker Morant, and I've been wanting to do videos like this for the longest time. I couldn't figure out how to get it done, and shorts seem to be a way to kind of collect my thoughts in a 1 minute format and literally get things done. But you have to remember that the Second Boer War occurred in the early 1900s. So for Breaker to say, we were given orders to shoot Boer prisoners, to shoot unarmed men, is the highest form of barbarism. I mean, this is still the Victorian era. So to even imply that Lord Kitchener gave such a verbal order is near next to impossible. Now, I grant you, there was a lot that was looked upon with an incredible amount of suspicion. The prosecution was given 3 months to prepare their case. Major Thomas, who was an estate solicitor, somebody who took care of, like, when somebody passes on, when somebody dies, their final wishes, their final arrangements. That's what Major Thomas did in Australia. But he's given this murder case, and he's given it a day before the trial. Now, the only defense they had was saying Lord Kitchener gave the order. So conveniently, Lord Kitchener's in India. He can't come back to South Africa, so he can't testify. And although they were like, we'll wait, put him on a train, get him back here. The British military tribunal said no. When the Boers attacked the fort and the British soldiers unlocked the cells for Breaker Morant, Peter Hancock, George Whitten, and they defended their fort. There's a tradition of clemency that in a time of war, if you're called upon to defend your fort, all charges against you will be dropped. It was a tradition. But as the military tribunal pointed out, it wasn't a law. So the trial proceeded. Then, of course, with no way to prove their claims, they were found guilty. Peter Hancock, Harry Breaker Morant were set to be executed on the 27th of February 1902. George Whitten was going to be given life imprisonment, in which he served, I believe, 4 years before he was released. Major Thomas had no choice. The only thing he could do to save his men was to hightail it over to Lord Kitchener's residence or his headquarters or wherever and ask for a stay of execution. Gets there, and Lord Kitchener's not there. He had signed the execution order and then decided, I'm going to go out into the South African wilderness and go hunting for a few days. And that's what Major Thomas was told. Now, whether Lord Kitchener went out hunting or whether he was in India is up for speculation. But the point is there were so many inconsistencies in the trial. And of course, there's the best one of all, which was at no point during the time that they were incarcerated, because remember, the prosecution was given 3 months to prepare. These guys were under house arrest. The Australian government was never notified. The Australian government was notified months after the execution. So that's why many people in Australia were like, one, how could they commit these heinous crimes? And two, how come the British never notified a sovereign nation? Australia had just become a sovereign nation. They still had ties to England. That was no big deal. But they were like, we are not a colony. We are our own nation. How could you not inform the Australian government of what's going on with our own people? It seemed too convenient to me. And after reading Scapegoats of the Empire, I was left with the conclusion of there is more to the story, and it is so buried, we may never know the truth. Here it is, 2024. People are still talking about it. Why? I was able to buy a book on it. The story of Breaker Morant is just not going to go away. It may disappear into folklore, but it very much will not go away. There will always be somebody who will remember it. And like I had mentioned in my short, The Conclusions, to the South Africans, Breaker Morant was a murderer. To the British, he was expendable. To the Australians, he was a man who faced overwhelming odds, injustice, and death like a real hero. Now, whether you believe Breaker Morant committed these acts, he did. He murdered people. I don't know the exact figure anymore, but it was committed. The murder was committed. But whether or not Lord Kitchener gave the verbal order is up for speculation. But if he didn't, why not return from India? Why not testify? If this wasn't a sham, excuse me, why assign an estate solicitor to a murder trial and give him only 1 day to prepare for the trial? Too many things just don't add up. Leave a comment. Let me know. I'm Mark Stice. Thanks for watching the video.